Hey guys, before we get into this video, I do just want to let you know that sometimes these videos can be difficult to watch. They can definitely get your blood pressure going because it's absolutely insane to hear what people say about white people just out in the open nowadays. So with that being said, let's get into it.
Hey, sir. Are you white? Like, do you identify as a white man?
Yeah, sure.
I need you to get to the back of the bus.
Wait, I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm also disabled.
Are you disabled?
Yes, I have a problem standing on the bus. I'll get off right now for you, okay?
Okay.
And I also did like a 3-day sit-in at University of Michigan for a black student.
So you understand it's Black History Month, then,
I
right?
do.
Okay, so then.
This guy's entire TikTok is nothing but him going around bothering white people. And all the videos do is prove that white people don't care about this nonsense. He gets white people to buy his things for him, all kinds of stuff. And white people just don't care. They're actually really nice to him. I mean, I don't understand what this guy thinks he's doing.
I get it.
Okay.
I visited Rosa Parks' house when I was in Detroit.
Exactly.
Respect all that. That's
Respectfully.
a weird way to do it.
Yeah, I love that.
Wait, I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something. Wait.
It's Black History Month. I need all the white people to sit in the back. Can I get a hell yeah?
You're a disgrace to my race, man.
Really, dude?
Yeah. Because you got these white people scared now. Right?
You know what? They had us scared too.
got these
You
white
ashamed.
people
You
scared.
should be ashamed.
You niggas already think black people are criminal beings.
Dude, I'm not trying to hear it, dude. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. You need a bump.
You an Uncle Tom sellout.
Brother, you need a bump. With those shoes, I'll be shutting the fuck up.
They always think black people are criminals anyway. And this dumbass sitting there screaming and yelling and everything. He should be in jail.
Yup. You sound racist.
You would not have to feel white guilt if y'all would fix what you did. You meaning your ancestors. If white people collectively would sit down and try to at least try to reverse the centuries and centuries and centuries of colonialism, bigotry, and racism, you would not have to feel guilty anymore. Problem solved. Because that's really why we're in this mess to begin with. Because a selective group of white people cannot bear to feel guilty anymore.
I don't feel guilty, and I don't think white people should feel guilty. Most white people in America during slavery did not own slaves, and most white people in America today do not have ancestors that own slaves. They shouldn't feel guilty for anything, and this lady is just generalizing an entire race of people.
They cannot feel the white guilt. They can't handle the white guilt. You aren't your ancestors, but you are burdened with the responsibility to fix what they did. But of course, that would mean having to share your spot at the top with everyone else, which again is not acceptable because y'all haven't known anything else. Because y'all keep running from history instead of facing it, we will continue to ride this oppression roller coaster until y'all become the minority, because it is inevitable. It will happen. Desperately trying to ignore centuries of colonialism, bigotry, and racism isn't going to just make it go away. I don't care how many immigrants you try to deport. I don't care how many black people you try to kick out of your jobs and schools. I don't care how many Black History Months you try to cancel. White supremacy is not sustainable. It's not going to last forever. Y'all are already the global minority. Okay? I'll end this video saying this. The entire world sees how desperate you are to get rid of anything that is not straight and white.
No, everyone is trying to get rid of everything that is straight and white.
And it's not because you are strong, it's because you are weak. Extremely weak. Like I said in a video before, without minorities, this country would be the weakest it has ever been. Y'all will not win this race.
This country's immigration problem pales in comparison to the white male problem. If you were to take all of the white male dominance and violence out of the American equation, you would have a country that is far more peaceful than it is right now. If you think that immigration is the United States' biggest problem, you're not paying attention. The white male problem, especially when it comes to violence, especially when it comes to violence to women, is all white men. The numbers are insane.
Well, apparently he hasn't looked at the per capita statistics. The only reason white people make up majority of the crime in America is because we are the majority population in America. But if we look at per capita, you can see that white is all the way down here at number 4. And once these other people start to become the majority in America, they will become the majority people who commit violent crime in America.
And yet it is the white man who is perpetrating all of the violence in the immigration conversation. ICE is led by white men, predominantly. Donald Trump, an old white man who is determining the consciousness of this country and swaying a lot of younger white men and older white men who were already, predators, and in the belief that because of patriarchy, they're entitled to certain luxuries, a certain way of living, a certain quality of life, a certain standard that is completely made up. We took this country by force, by blood. The last thing that we should be doing is preaching about immigration when this is literally a country made of immigrants. And when you see white men trying to sway the political process, try to sway public perception and say that immigration is the problem and that's why we're in this situation, what they're really doing is misdirecting you from the real problem, which is them. I'm a white man. I can speak very clearly to the entitlements that I have had that other people don't have even now. And
this guy acts like white people always had rights. All white people. When America was first founded, only 6 to 10% of white men could vote. The other white men could not vote. You had to own land and all kinds of other things to be able to vote. White men didn't always have the same rights as they do now, and the same rights that everyone has now here in America as a U.S. citizen.
And if we aren't addressing those problems, we are not addressing what is wrong with America. And I'm sorry if you're a white man and you feel like you're being attacked. This country was literally made by white men for white men in the 50s, maybe before that, after World War II. That the model of society we have was made by white men for white men.
Yeah, and look at it now. White men gave everybody equal rights, but they don't get any credit for that.
That needs to change now. That needs to be acknowledged now. That needs to be transformed now, which takes precedence over immigration. Is there an immigration problem in this country? Sure. But let's deal with that after we deal with the bigger problems causing the majority of violence in this country.
Somebody finally gave me the word for it. We don't want reparations. We want restitution. Like, we want y'all gone, out of power. Bye. Like, I've been saying that. I'm like, I want the land back. I don't want no money because y'all, basically, I don't want them to still have control over everything. I don't want them to have control at all. I actually want them to go. So restitution, not reparations.
You really want to know why white people are crashing out the way they are, especially on Hispanic people? Remember that video I posted where I said that childbirths amongst white people is less than 50%, the lowest it's ever been or something like that? White people are literally dying off. And they're petrified. Saw all those Latin American flags and crashed out at that Super Bowl performance because they know. They know who's about to be the dominant race in this country.
Or it was because they just didn't speak English. No one could understand what the hell was going on.
They know. White people are literally dying. In a century, you guys will not be the dominant race anymore in this country. And they know it.
He's so happy about it too, isn't he?
Show of hands in the comments, how many of you guys actually heard about the new study that was just released? You know, the study that was analyzing the United States Census and the CDC data that actually revealed for the first time in American history that the minority births, Black, Asian, Hispanic, has now officially become the majority? Y'all heard about it, right? Black American, Asian American, Hispanic American are now accounting for 50.4% of the total births of 2025. That has never happened in American history. This is why we were called the minority. This is why we're called the minority, because the whites here in America have always overpopulated us until now. Until now. In advance, I want to stress that I already knew the statement that I'm about to say. However, the information from this study just confirms that all of those laws governing the autonomy of women, it was never for my women. It was never for Black women. It was never for Asian women. It was never for Hispanic women. It's because you white women aren't giving birth and you guys are losing that majority stake. You're losing that majority holding. Because I don't believe that white supremacy would work in a country where you are not the majority. I don't think that you'd be able to get away with that shit. And this is why the American government is going so hard on women, because they need to force all of these white women to give birth. They're forcing y'all to have more kids. Y'all, not me. But I'm gonna leave it like this, okay? Not only am I pleased to hear that their birth rate is declining, because let's face it, we need more good people in this world, right? I am thoroughly enjoying the decolonization of the world. In every part of the world that I peek into via social media, I'm literally witnessing them turn white people away. Nobody's giving in to y'all no more. You're not welcome. I love it.
Wow. Something else, ain't it?
I learned about our history, the more I realized that white people don't even know their own history, let alone ours. They thought bathing was bad, brushing their teeth, hygiene. And I mean, you can see on the internet today, they still carry those same traits. A lot of them confess that they only take baths like once a week, once a month. So they still have that in their DNA.
So you found a couple random people out of millions of people that say they don't take baths, and then you consider it as the entire race of white people? Oh my gosh.
They still carry that violence, that lying, that evil, wicked, conniving DNA from their ancestors. I mean, just look at what's going on today. Current day, 2026. What do we see going on with the white people, not even in America, all over? White people are rising up and showing us their true nature. They don't have to hide it anymore with Trump in office. Trump put that battery in their back and is allowing them to be who they've always been.
As she's sitting here being openly racist to white people.
Last little take for the day, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone, but I hate when y'all say that white people don't have culture. White people absolutely have culture. White supremacy is white culture. Like, white supremacy is made up of a bunch of values, behaviors, traditions, ideals, that are literally based on the false idea of European/white superiority. And that is what has established their culture. Like, everything that they do is centered around maintaining the idea that white people are superior. And it has been for centuries. But this is also why white supremacy is something that white people are like blind to a lot of the times, because you don't really see your culture, right? Like, your culture is normal to you. Your cultural values, dishes.
White people are not going around saying that they are superior. It's only other people that are going around saying that.
Clothing, dress, all of that feels normal to you. It just feels like your day-to-day life. But to somebody else, it's seen as a culture. Like, it's this other thing that, you know, you're not super aware of your own culture because you're a part of it. White people are not aware of white supremacy because they're a part of it. That's their culture.
We're saying Black folks created that name white supremacy.
That's correct. From Africa, because we are just amazed by the things they've done. Well, we describe them always by inventions.
You guys remember Zanu? I reacted to one of his videos a while back, and I may do so again because he makes great videos and great points, but I will put his channel information down in the video description because you guys got to go check him out. He makes wonderful videos. He really does.
So they can command water from far away through tubes into their bedrooms. We can even fetch a bucket of water from the next lake. You will be drowned. They can put electricity. We never had one in Africa. They have airplanes fly over us. It's amazing. Everything they've done is the reason my people say these people are superior, not because of slavery. They came to colonize us, and they brought things we have never seen before. They gave a king a mirror, and he was dancing and sold his people away. They brought guns we have never seen, boom, and killed somebody right away. You know what they used to do in the Congo?
Right.
They put dynamite in the rocks, and then they hide the switch. And then when they point their finger, it go boom. And the Congolese till today, they call the white man kiboom, the sound of the dynamite. And then they go down and they go like this. If they're not superior, why do you see every picture when the white men arrive in Africa, we're bowing to them? We have never seen a gun kill a human being. We have never seen a mirror We have never seen a radio tune in and somebody is speaking from England, the Queen's voice. So for us, all these things, these people must be really superior and close to God. They used to have a joke in Ghana that when God said, let's pray, the white man opened his eyes. The black people were covering his eyes. So the white man saw how God created the world. That's why they are so good at what they do. And I'm telling you, these are folklores from which we grew up. If anyone told you that white people came to Africa to tell us they're superior, it's a lie. They never said that.
I do not care if you think I'm hating on white people. Y'all used to have slaves, and many of y'all still benefit from the system that was built on it. Sit down.
There once was a time when seeing a comment such as this would have genuinely surprised me.
It says, I do want all white people to go away. I strongly feel like they're the root of every minority's problem.
But unfortunately, now I see comments very close to this, multiple times a day. And it's really made me wonder about society in general and how it has progressed, or rather, regressed. When did it become socially acceptable to say something like that? When did it become acceptable to wish for an entire population of people to go away, to no longer exist? When did we reach this point? If that had been said about any other specific group of people, other than white people, that would be considered absolutely unacceptable.
Yep.
But we have reached a point when it's socially acceptable and even at times encouraged to generalize white people. Why is that? Why is such behavior now seemingly encouraged and even popularized? When did we get to this point, and how long is this going to continue?
I truly don't know. I don't know how long it's going to continue. And, you know, the mainstream media has emboldened anti-white extremism, anti-white rhetoric. And now it just seems natural to so many people to just go out there and say that they want to wipe out an entire race. They want an entire race of people to just go away. It's absolute insanity. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.